basketball, and we are teaching you the nutritional
for it.
side for it.
So I'll be talking about the physical side and nutritional demand for basketball. So firstly is the anaerobic is for the sport demands short bursts of high intensity activities like sprints, jumps, and changing of direction. Players rely on anaerobic glycolysis and ATP PC system for energy during this intense action. Secondly will be about the aerobic capacity, which is for the endurance through the game. Basketball players need good cardiovascular fitness to sustain performance during game, which often lasts 40 to 48 minutes. The anaerobic system supports recovery between high intensity efforts. Next one I'll be talking about is the strength and power for basketball. Uh, Upper body and lower body strength is essential for actions like rebounding, shooting, and defending. And also there's explosive power, which supports jumping and sprinting ability. Next one will be agility and coordination in basketball, which is for dribbling, passing, and shooting. And also there's also changing for quick directional changes and acceleration, which are critical for both offensive and defensive movement. So I'll be talking about the nutritional side now. Firstly, carbohydrates, which is the primary energy source for a high intensive burst, which is important in basketball play. Secondly, will be protein, which helps support muscle repair and recovery, especially when the training intensity is high. Thirdly, will be fats, which is mostly a secondary energy source, which during lower intensity periods and recovery, when they need after when they finish their basketball. Next one will be hydration, as there will be fluid loss through sweat during games and practice. Hydration is essential for performance with losses through sweat, during requiring regular fluid replenishment during and after training. So next one will be micronutrient, which there's calcium, vitamin D, and iron, which are crucial for bone health, muscle function, and oxygen transport.
Okay. Back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so now I'll be talking about the dietary challenges that you may face. So firstly will be the inadequate calorie intake, because sometimes you may underestimate your energy needs, then it will lead to insufficient recovery and suboptimal performance. So for example, some of the trainings might be endurance trainings and others might be strength and power training. So if you eat the same food for the both different type of trainings, you may lack some of the nutritional needs. Then secondly, moving on to timing of meals. So scheduling meals around training and games can be challenging, especially for students with academics commitments. Then for hydrations, high sweat rates and fast-paced games increase the risk of dehydration. So you cannot lose more, you must watch out and not lose more than 2% of water based on your body weight. Then for recovery nutrition, there's limited access to nutritional post-game meals or snacks can delay recovery. Then for tournament demands, back-to-back games may not allow sufficient time for muscle repair and glycogen replenishment, as the games are usually about 3 to 4 days apart. Then there is also training involved during this duration as well. Yeah.
So I'll be talking about the nutritional guideline for basketball. So based on the recommendations by ACSM and ISSN, pre-game meals should consist of high carbohydrates 3 to 4 hours before a competition, with a small carb-rich snack 30 to 60 minutes prior. During extended plays such as tournaments, athletes should aim to consume 30 to 60 grams of carbohydrates per hour to maintain energy levels. For post-game recovery, it is advised to consume a 3 to 1 carbohydrate to protein ratio within 30 minutes after games or training, followed by a balanced meal within 2 hours. Hydration is equally as important, requiring players to monitor fluid losses and consume 1.5 liter of fluid for every kilogram of body weight lost during exercise. Additionally, supplements like creatine, caffeine, or electrolyte solutions can be incorporated if needed, but always under professional guidance. These guidelines ensure players stay fit, hydrated, and ready to perform.
Thanks, ah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for our before training nutritional strategies, we can consume low GI carbohydrate rich meal consisting foods such as brown rice, chickpeas, lentils, and oats 3 to 4 hours before your training. So low GI is basically food carbohydrates that will cause a smaller rise in blood sugar level than higher GI foods. So you can consume higher GI carbohydrates such as bread, bananas, and carrots from 1 hour prior to training. This will provide energy this will allow the carbohydrates to provide energy for your training. And also consume unsaturated fat such as avocado, nuts, and seeds, fatty fish 2 to 3 hours before training. So this will be the also another energy level that your energy source that your body can use during your training. Moment. Yeah, give me a moment. So after training, within 30 to 60 minutes of your training, you should consume about 20 to 30 grams of protein such as lean meats, eggs, and dairy products. This will help your muscles to this will help your muscles to repair the muscles and to promote muscle growth immediately. And within 2 hours of your training, you should consume 1 gram to 1.5 gram of carbohydrates per kg of your body weight. You should consume food such as fruits, whole grains, and potatoes. This is to replenish the glycogen cells that the glycogen was lost during your training. And you should consume fluids throughout the day, especially after training. You can consume drinks such as sports drinks in order to replenish your electrolytes during training.
Okay, so for the current profile of you guys, this is your scheduled training. So as we know that your Mondays are for mostly endurance and shooting drills, and Wednesdays are strength conditioning with set play drills, and Friday is your power training and scrimmage, right? So usually your training time is 7 to 9, and your location is obviously at the basketball court. So we realized that after looking through for the whole week, we realized that most of the food you consume is like McDonald's and just Arnold's chicken. So as you can see, the food price ranges from $8 to $15 per meal, which is really quite expensive. And also especially on Fridays where your Arnold fried chicken is really quite expensive, like $11 to $18 a meal. So here are the next alternatives. Okay. So these are our proposed strategies and advice. So what you can do before training is to eat whole grain toast with banana and peanut. So you can see that the cost is actually relatively quite cheap. And bear in mind that this is cost of one portion per person. So you can see that bread is just about 30 cents, banana is like 20 cents, peanut butter 12. So your total cost is 62 cents. Okay. During training, remember to hydrate yourself with a sports drink, especially since our training is more than 1 hour long. So sports drinks which consist some electrolytes and then fruits. So example like watermelon. Watermelon is 92% containing of water already. So it's helping you get hydrated. So this is one of the best fruits to keep yourself hydrated. So as you can see, the cost is also relatively quite cheap. It's less than $10 as well, 170 to 350. Okay. And last but not least, after training, always remember to drink a protein shake or at least consume a protein meal within 30 minutes after your training. Okay, so this protein shake, if you buy a big bottle, it's expensive, but per serving is actually about $1.50. Okay, So adding your milk and banana as well is about almost $1.85. Okay. And then just eat your any meals, any dinner meals. So chicken rice, bak kut teh, fishball noodles. Okay. So these are relatively cheaper alternatives because McDonald's and Arnold Chicken are actually fast food. Okay. So you can eat all these food which cost less than $10. Okay. 4 to 6 for chicken rice, bak kut teh 6 to 10, fishball $4 to $6. Okay. Yes. So that is the end of our presentation. If you have any questions, just let us know. Okay.
Hi, okay. Yeah, I have one question. So, usually during tournaments, it's not just one game and then that's it for the day. It's usually back-to-back games. So I just wanna like understand what should be my focus on my nutrition when I'm like going through a full day of competition.
Uh, in my opinion, the focus should be on quick recovery, which is like including high GI carbohydrates immediately after games, with hydration with electrolytes and small nutrient dense snacks. And we also should the basketballers should also avoid heavy meals and daily hydration before the next game.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, I have a question, which is so the players have to have personalized nutrition plans. So because of that, what are some challenges that the team can face when implementing these nutrition plans?
Okay, in order to answer your questions, right, the
The
teams
teams we know that we all often face logistical issues such as budget constraints, lack of access to nutritionists, and very different players, they may not follow your nutrition, like the nutrition plan, right? So first, education is very simple, and we have actionable plans that can help you to overcome this barrier. As you can see in the previous few slides, we actually gave you all a diet plan in order, and it's cheap also, so that you all don't have any excuse that you are not able to afford it or whatever. And also that we also try to vary it, give you a few options so that let's say people who don't like chicken rice have options such as bak kut teh to eat also. Yeah, does that answer your question?
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any more questions?
I also have a question. So, how can players monitor their energy levels during games without like having real-time nutritional support?
Yeah. Okay. So let's say a question. Players can use subjective measures like perceived exertion and keep energy gels or electrolyte drinks readily accessible during breaks or quick replenishment. Yeah.
Okay, so what are some ways, right, I can track my macro or micronutrients?
So you can use apps such as MyFitnessPal to track, because when you like the food that you eat, you can just input into the system. I think they also have the QR code thing that you can just scan the QR code and then it'll come up with the correct brand and everything with the macro and micronutrients. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I also have a question. So, right, like, what role do coaches have, or what role do they play in supporting dietary habits for their players?
So what your coaches can do, right, is to actually encourage you guys to keep up your nutritional guidelines. So we can also brief your coaches on what are the nutritions that will be most beneficial for you guys. So okay, so you can just set them like a time plan. You can also schedule a meal breaks as well. So throughout the days, even though on training days and non-training days, we can set aside those meal plans for you, and especially a certain timings where you can eat, so that you make sure that you don't forget to eat your macros after. Okay, because some players do have the habit that when they're too tired after training already, they'll tend to forget to eat their meals. That will lose a lot of your calories lah. Okay, and especially during training camps. Yeah, so if you have training camps, then there'll be also set special plan meal for you guys. Okay, make sure that we will help them make sure that you always stay hydrated and make sure you eat after practices as well. Okay. I think that's about it, right, guys? No more questions. Okay. Thank you for attending our workshop, and then we'll see you next time. Okay. Thank you.